Okay, this is huge, people. This is huge. Let me just pull out a line from this interview from the creator of Hunter x Hunter so you can understand how real it is right now. Because it's real. I ain't gonna lie. I was shook when I seen this. Okay? Right here. It has come to a point where either the story concludes first or I die before that happens. Yeah.
Sometimes I be right in your face and hit like Genjutsu in place. That's how it be though. Nothing but great effort just to get a C though. Eyes watching but we never seem to be though.
So in case people don't know, an interview recently was translated from the creator of Hunter x Hunter and Yu Yu Hakusho. By the way, Yu Yu Hakusho is amazing. If you haven't seen Yu Yu Hakusho, go check it out. Forever, for never, baby. But that's besides the point. An interview came out where he was talking about the future of Hunter x Hunter and a variety of different things. We're going to cover it. We're going to take an in-depth look into exactly what Yoshihiro Togashi has to say. But man, it feels very critical. And it starts to feel like, yo, this is more than just, you know what I'm saying, manga. This is life right now. When the man is talking about his own death, regardless of the context, because if you've been following Yoshihiro Togashi, what's been going on with Hunter x Hunter, why it's inconsistent, in case you don't know, maybe you don't know about Hunter x Hunter like that, this manga is so irregularly released, even though it's supposed to be a weekly magazine release, you know, it's a weekly manga, it's supposed to be anyway, but we'll get like, you know, 10, 15 chapters, then he goes on hiatus, then he comes back. So there's been a lot of problems because the man has some very poor health issues. Even in his author comments throughout the years, he makes a joke out of it, but it's dark humor because it's based on reality. He'll talk about that he doesn't even like sitting on the toilet because it hurts so much his back and stuff like that. He has a lot of back problems. He also seemingly suffers from some, I don't know if it's depression or what you would call it, but the man definitely has had his breakdowns throughout the years. In fact, I believe if you've seen the series or read the series Bakuman, when one of the characters ends up in the hospital, he's a manga creator and he's still drawing in the hospital. That was based on real life events with the man Yoshihiro Togashi, creator of Hunter x Hunter. So a lot of stuff leading into this, which is why I don't take it as a joke anymore when I see things like this from this man, because I know a lot of the darkest humor comes from pain and you know, things that really affect people. So even if there's an LOL there, I don't take the LOL because I know this man has been through the ringer and continues to go through the ringer as he's trying to finish off Hunter x Hunter. Let's jump into the interview and we'll talk some more. Yoshihiro Togashi is an author who has always set his sights on how a writer should be and has continued creating his work strategically. Yu Yu Hakusho, his big hit that took the Jump world by storm in the 90s. Yeah, baby, like a lot of people don't know, Yu Yu Hakusho was giving DBZ a run for his money in Japan back in the day, okay, baby? Don't sleep on the GOAT, Yu Yu Hakusho, I'm just saying. Was written from the very start to evolve from a heartwarming story to a battle manga. His next project, Level E, very hilarious series. I got the anime. I think I even reviewed the episodes back in the day if you've been following me for that long. Like, hilarious stuff. Was where he displayed a different side of himself to his readers. He subverted the image he had created with Yu Yu Hakusho and developed a work of science fiction with an incredible story potential. And it was pretty dope, but it was a short-lived series. And then in '98, he created Hunter x Hunter, which is still going strong even today. Wow, I didn't realize that Hunter x Hunter is 20 years old this year, 2018. That is insane, 20th anniversary. This might be an unpleasant way to put it, but back then I thought that my next work should aim to hit, since I was writing for Jump and all. I had been watching readers' polls closely since the later half of Yu Yu Hakusho's serialization. So he was going into a lot of this stuff, especially with creating Hunter x Hunter, with a mindset of really how to play the game. And a lot of, you know, even in this world in general, whatever business you're in, whether it's in the entertainment industry, the music industry, manga creating industry, even in Japan, you gotta learn how to play the game a little bit so you can understand how to get ahead. And this man was even back then thinking, yo, okay, the polls go this way, they like this stuff, so he was strategically coming up with a plan to take the world by storm with his next series. I was looking at not only my own standings, but also at things like who's number one right now, with what kind of story, etc. Analyzing everything, I concluded that the popular works were about sports or battles. Sports in Japan, yeah, that was true, you know, Slam Dunk was a big hit, and of course battle series have always been a big hit or whatever. In the US, you know, sports series just started becoming becoming a thing thanks to Kuroko no Basket. Like, before Kuroko no Basket, yeah, there was some slam dunk fans, stuff like that. Kuroko, in the West at the very least, was the series that really broke the mold and stopped having people look at sports series like, why do I want to watch animated or manga basketball or sports in general? And people really started taking heed, like, yo, a sports series can be awesome. Then now we got, you know, Haikyuu and a lot of different things. People are actually really more susceptible to it. But back then, that was the case for Japan, not really over here. Stuff where there were clear winners and losers. Then I thought if I was going to write something next, it had to be a battle manga after all. So he conceded of, yo, at the end of the day, Dragon Ball took the world by storm. One Piece, probably around that time, I think One Piece had just taken off in 97, it started, and I don't know exactly how long it took for One Piece to take off. I heard that early on it was actually doing fairly well, so he was like, yo, if One Piece is already succeeding Dragon Ball, another battle series, that's the route I had to go. And thus Hunter x Hunter was conceived. And while a straightforward battle manga, it is also a work that fully exhibits Togashi's trademark ability to inspire his readers to hyper-analyze. The protagonist, Gon, for example, looks deceptively cute, but has absolutely no hesitation to battle. Yo, Gon never was one to wave the flag, bro. He wants all the smoke from anybody that's coming his way. So shouts out to Gon. He is a unique character that can convey even a feeling of infinite fearsomeness, which we've seen examples. If you've seen the Chimera Ant arc against Neferpito, Gon ain't nothing to mess with, you know what I'm saying? Gon ain't playing games with nobody. At first, I wanted to make Gon a good boy that would dominate the polls for characters you want to have as a son. But as soon as the serialization began, or rather, as soon as I started writing my draft, I felt like that wasn't quite it. So that's interesting. He started off with, I'm just gonna make this nice little cute character kid or whatever, but then as it started progressing, he realized, which that's a really good trait of a writer, adapting and realizing, again, he was playing the game. He realized, yo, it's cool and all, but I can do something even greater with this character, and I respect that. Again, like Togashi, this man, he's been called a genius for a reason. A boy who proclaimed that he would abandon his foster mother to become a hunter isn't quite a good son, is he? I started thinking, this is one really crazy kid, lol, but I thought it couldn't be helped that he would behave that way, as he was in turn the son of a father who did indeed abandon his child to become a hunter. Gene, one of the worst fathers. I'm sorry, I don't care what, you know, unless the reason was that he was trying to save his son and save the world. If you just abandon your child for your own selfish purposes, you are scum. I just, you know what I'm saying? Gene, it is what it is, bro. Gene was a terrible dad. To me, he was a natural character. He said that having a crazy kid as protagonist was in line with the story's direction. Okay, so as he started crafting things and realizing, yo, this little kid, his foster mom, stepmom, whatever you want to call her, I think it's foster mom, right? Yeah, that was actually like his aunt or whatever. Like him saying, yo, deuces, I'm gonna be a hunter now, even though like in the Pokemon world, nobody ever looks at it like that. But in a real world, like, yo, she loves you. She's telling you, don't do that, don't go that route, you're going anyway. He's following his father's footsteps in a sense, but at the very least it's not abandoning a child. That's a little bit if I had made my protagonist a right proper lad, wow, really, I doubt that's, you know, translation a little funny, and drawn a battle manga with it, it would have raised complications when he had to duke it out. That per se would have made for a fun story to write, but I thought that wasn't where I wanted to go with the story. Again, Togashi being revolutionary, not wanting to follow the mold, but create his own way. I did not want to alienate my readers who would read for the fights. Thanks to making a crazy kid like Gon the protagonist, I was able to write battles without having to depict moral conflicts within the character. He didn't want to go the route where a lot of shonen characters go, like for example in Naruto. Because Naruto was such a kind kid, even though he went through a lot of different things, he was such a kind dude that it was like, it's hard for him to really, you know, kill or go that route, and he always had to turn the other cheek and stuff like that, which that's the whole moral of that story in particular. But with Gon, he's a little bit of a nut job. He don't, like, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna do whatever it takes, and sometimes when you piss him off, he's a kid, he's nuts, he's gonna do it. There are still things left that I would enjoy writing. Basically, I am doing it my way. Yeah, Togashi, I think we get it by now that you're doing it your way. The drawings and the art that's been very, very, you know, bottom of the barrel at points, at the very least. I know in the Chimera Ant, like, some of those drawings were horrible. Him resisting having, you know, people help him on a lot of different things. We know you're doing it your own way, bro. We know we get like a volume a year, if that sometimes. We know. Togashi's stance on his current serialization is that it's a both strict challenge and somewhat fun. From an outsider's perspective, the series I'm writing right now might look like it's a serious chore, but personally, I'm enjoying it very much. I don't know. I think Togashi's playing a little bit of the fence. I think Shueisha and Shonen Jump are like, bro, the public perception is that you're our slave. Can you like tone it down a little bit? If you read all of the stuff that he says constantly about being in pain, and if you go back in his history, that don't sound much fun. Sure, he might enjoy crafting this story, but when it comes time to sitting down and breaking it back, which is probably why Jump allows him, like, go off, go home, take the year to write whatever, you know, at least give us 10 to 15 chapters so we can put out a volume, and that's why he gets to do it in the comfort of his home. Motherfucker can lay on his bed and draw whatever and chill out and then hand it in later, similar to what they do when Akira Toriyama comes with one-shots, or when he was giving the drafts for the Dragon Ball Super anime. Cool, go home, relax, bring us it, and we'll take it from there. When I was younger, I used to be barred from doing things I'd really have liked to. Now I finally get to do stuff that I enjoy. So it's probably like Jump told him too, like, yo, as long as you're not having like some sexual or too graphic natured of a thing, just go ahead, which is probably why, again, if you go in Shonen Jump when there's a Hunter x Hunter chapter in there, compare Hunter x Hunter to every other series that's in there. Hunter x Hunter, he be having walls of dialogue just nonstop. Again, that's them saying, yo, whatever, you don't really want to listen to an editor, you want to do you. I wouldn't be surprised if this all stemmed from when he had that, you know, accident and got hurt and he ended up in the hospital. They were probably like, we give you whatever contract, just don't sue. He also wants to extract his revenge with stories that he could not really draw in his youth. I'm talking about romantic comedies, but well, I'm too old to write for that genre, and besides, I also think it would be best if I left the drawing to another person. Hold the phone! Let's play, hold on. I am talking about romantic comedies, but well, I'm too old to write for that genre, and besides, I also think it would be best if I left the drawing to another person. Bing, 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 bing! Yes, Togashi, we, the fans, have been saying that for a while. We understand you have a lot of health issues. We understand writing manga has taken its toll on you as a man, your body, and everything. Yes, we have been saying that. You write, let someone else draw so that we can get the product out as quickly as possible. Write your heart out, write the greats, because there's no denying Togashi is an incredible writer. There's nobody has ever said, man, Togashi can't write to save his life. Never, ever. Anybody says that, they don't know what they're talking about, period. Like, Togashi, incredible writer, but the art has suffered a lot, and the release schedule has suffered a lot, and I think if he just has somebody do the art, you know what I'm saying, things will move a lot more quickly and smoothly, and he don't gotta hurt himself, you know, being bent over on a desk all day, every day, drawing. Just as the manga last year, for which I only wrote the script, Akuten Wars, illustrated by Hachi Mizuno, I didn't know that he actually wrote the script for a series. I want to check that little manga out. If having another person draw the pictures makes for a better work of art, I have absolutely no objections to it. This is very contradictory to an interview that I covered myself, where he spoke that he has a tough time allowing other people to draw for him because he wants to do it all. So I guess time does change people. You know, you could throw that in there, like time changes people. Maybe what he felt, because I believe that was an older interview, what he felt 10 years ago or whatever, might not be what he was feeling when he did this interview. So he's changed his mindset, which again is a great thing. I think everybody has unanimously said the art is the problem. If he doesn't have to draw, if he can just write whatever he wants and somebody else does the art, things will go, you know, incredibly. So the fact that he's saying I have absolutely no objections to it, he's had a change of mind, had a change of heart, and maybe the bag was nice too. I'm just saying, maybe the bag was a little bit, he was like, okay, maybe I could put my pride to the side. This bag is kind of hefty here. I also thought that I would have liked a more realistic art style to go with Level E anyway. Depending on the genre, I really think that I can legit just be the script writer. Yes, I am loving hearing this. I'm not gonna lie, I am loving hearing this, because boy, he needs somebody to help him so we can get this Hunter x Hunter good and done. Imagine the characteristic world building that only Togashi can do, brought to life by an artist who can best realize its potential. The day where we can see such work after another might not be too far away. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, as much heck as we give the man, I said heck, oh my god, what is happening to me? You know, Hiro Mashima, for example, Fairy Tail. Imagine he wasn't writing nothing and he was just doing the art for Hunter x Hunter. Nobody can deny Hiro Mashima can draw, as long as they tell him no tits, no fan service, do it like Togashi would do it. But, you know, just actual great art, you know what I'm saying? Not that koala chapter looking shit from the Chimera Ant. If he can, something like that, it would be incredible. So I'm loving that Togashi is on that path. Still, that aside, I need to finish writing Hunter x Hunter. It has come to a point where either the story concludes first or I die before that happens. That gives me chills. I don't like hearing that because the life of a manga creator, especially in weekly Shonen Jump, sounds like an absolute nightmare. We've heard so many different stories. Eiichiro Oda working 20, 21 hours a day. That is no bueno. So, yeah, I don't know, that kind of just bothers me hearing this man say that. Like, you would think he's just drawing comics and shit, like, right? But it's a lot more than that, and I'm glad that this is coming to the general public's attention. This is serious. But I do intend to finish it, although you can say that at one point in the story where Gon meets Jing, I have completed the story once. A lot of people say that. A lot of people say that that could have been the ending of Hunter x Hunter. Maybe if he wanted to do a sequel at some point, that way people could say, I'm done or whatever. But the anime ended there as well. I think they probably told him, like, yo, we need a proper anime ending, so that way we can end it and not have people thinking like, man, you left us like that, similar to the old Hunter x Hunter anime and the OVAs, where it was just kind of like, one day you might get some more, we don't know, like. So yeah, that's kind of a good stopping point. I'm surprised. I'm surprised Togashi is really on point with this one. I think he's really been in tune with the fandom and what a lot of people are saying about his series. I believe that some readers might have thought, wasn't that supposed to be the end game? And I did write it to seem that way. Still, I did not intend to cut off the flow of the story there, and I hope my readers could see that there was still some room for continuation. As a reader of Jump myself, I also remember having thought, shouldn't this manga have just ended here? And feeling pissed when it went on and on. I want to always be in touch with that feeling as a reader, but Hunter x Hunter as it is now has a lot in it that makes me want to keep on reading. Even from my own perspective as a reader, and from my perspective as a writer, there are still so many things in it left that I want to write, that I would enjoy writing. And so, if anybody would be willing to enjoy this ride with me, this is all I can hope for. Wow, a lot of stuff to take in here. I mean, it's insane. So he definitely feels as though that could have been the way it ended, like right there, you know, the way the anime ended, episode 148 I think, or whatever, like the way Hunter x Hunter anime ended, that could have been the ending. And honestly, Gon meeting Jean was the setup from the beginning for it to end. So it's insane. I'm really glad that we got this interview because it gives me a different perspective on Togashi. It gives me a better hope that we'll get more Hunter x Hunter in a quicker manner now that he's finally come to terms and accepted that somebody else needs to do the art. Because come on, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've been on so many hiatuses, and again, I am very empathetic and sympathetic at this point, knowing everything that I know about Togashi's health and how bad it was with his mental health is no joke, you know what I'm saying? We don't play with that, and hearing everything, I just hope for the best at this point, and I'm hopeful that maybe within the next year or so, we can get a more regular, consistent release of Hunter x Hunter, now that he's not on that wave of, oh, nobody can help me, I gotta do it all on my own. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You're in Shonen Jump. The lesson always tells you, rely on your friends and the people around you to help build you to be great. And he's finally accepted it. I'm kind of curious what a lot of you guys think about this, though. For starters, how do you feel knowing that Togashi now has accepted he does want help and he will accept somebody doing the art? What do you think about a lot of things he said in regards to the way he came up with Hunter x Hunter, just trying to really play the game, and he played it well? If Hunter x Hunter never took all the breaks it did, it could have been, well, it probably already would have been over, but it could have been very, very, very huge. It's already huge, you know what I'm saying? It's a pretty big name. Imagine if it was consistent all these years. There might have been even no Naruto, honest. If Hunter x Hunter occupied that place under One Piece, we might have not even gotten another series, you know what I'm saying? That could have been the big dog, or who knows? We'll never know at this point. But your overall thoughts on this one? Very insightful interview. I'm glad we got it. Yoshihiro Togashi, I wish you nothing but the best, and I'm glad that you're back on your A game. Let's get it. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, stalk my Facebook, and follow me on Twitch to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Bow. Have an awesome day.
Making major moves, laughing at the haters lose. We don't give a fuck, virginity intact, cream stack. Paper rules, if you heard it, best believe that. But now it's whatever, one day I'll be your favorite, but never. No matter how you move.